Hello and welcome to this edition of From the Pavilion End. Today we are going to talk about the first test between India and England that is starting tomorrow at Hyderabad. And for a change, we are doing it in a conversational way. I have with me Krishnendu Shanyal and Bikiran Majumdar, uh, who will be discussing the preview of this test match.
So our podcast is available on Spotify. Just search From the Pavilion End. We are also available on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and on YouTube Podcast. Please show your love by subscribing and following the podcast. And please like the episode and share it with your friends.
Welcome to the show, Krishnendu and Bikiran. Um, so, first of all, I think there are a few updates that needs to be given since our last podcast. First one is that we had told you that Harry Brook had withdrawn from the England series, from the England-India series. Uh, after a day after Harry Brook, Virat Kohli also withdrew himself for two test matches uh, from due to personal reasons. And that was a body blow to the batting ambition of the Indian team, I would say. In his position, effectively, KL Rahul will be playing as a pure batter. And probably now one of the two wicket keepers, Dhruv Jurel or KS Bharat, would be keeping for India. The other news is that England has already announced their squad and they have gone for three spinners, giving a debut to Tom Hartley. Rehan Ahmed with one test has been included in the squad, and Jack Leach will be the premier spinner. Mark Wood is the sole uh, pace bowler. India has not announced their squad yet, but one estimates that it will go along familiar lines, and there will be three spinners, and two pacers in the squad. Let me come to Krishnendu first. Krishnendu, what do you make of the pitch first that you have read in the newspapers or you have seen anywhere? And how do you then react to the three spinner, one pacer formula that England has taken?
The England team selection suggests that the pitch is going to turn. At least that is what the England management have read about the pitch. That pitch will turn from the first day onwards. As whatever I haven't seen the pitch yet, but I was listening to Michael Atherton today, the Sky podcast, and he said that the pitch has been selectively watered, so the ends of the pitch are dry. The pitch looks firm in the middle. So basically, it's kind of the pitch will turn, and it's very dusty. It's dry at both the ends. So as far as the pitch is concerned, I'm not expecting anything different. Although England team selection did surprise me because James Anderson has a good record in India. With the SG ball, he can swing the ball, both the new ball and the old ball. So depending on two spinners who have, one of them has played one test match a year ago, and one of them who's going to make his debut tomorrow. I think depending on two uncapped, untested spinners in Indian conditions is a little challenging. It's a lot of people think what Ravindra Jadeja or Akshar Patel does is easy, but it's not. It requires a certain amount of consistency and patience that young spinners don't have. They haven't experienced this kind of conditions. They don't know which lengths to bowl. England bowling is basically depending on Mark Wood and Jack Leach coming good. So I'm not sure about the selection. I think I would have gone with James Anderson in this team for sure.
Yeah, just to put that into perspective, Tom Hartley, who's making his debut, has taken 40 wickets in his 20 first-class matches, and he has bowled just 3,000 balls. Just 3,000 balls, and all those balls have been bowled in English county cricket. Rehan Ahmed, who is one test holder, who is like a senior in there, even that guy has bowled 1,500 balls in first-class cricket, and
Yeah,
that's nothing.
they could have easily gone with James Anderson and Joe. If the ball is going to turn from the first day, then Joe Root would have done a good job. They didn't need a third spinner, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Bikiran, let me come back to you. The pitch. Do you expect the pitch to be a raging turner, or do you think it will be a slow turner, which will probably, reach its peak by the third day? Um, Given how England are playing, they're looking for a two-day test match. But is that pitch really a two-day pitch?
Look, I have not seen the pitch. I have just saw glimpses of the pitch, and it looked very much dry. So I think it will turn from the day one. The bounce, I don't know what will be the how about the bounce. It may be if it's uneven bounce, then it's maybe a ragging turner, like we saw in Indore or in the Nagpur in 2015 or in Ahmedabad in 21 like this. If that is the case, if that is a ragging turner, then or rank turner or ragging turner, then England's four spinners make sense. But if it is not, if it is a slow turner or it's a normal classical Indian turner, then England might miss a trick here by playing the four spinners and four spinners including Joe Root and just only one spinner in the Markwood. They could have gone with either of them, James Anderson and Ollie Robinson here.
So,
And given the Hyderabad history, I think it's not possible to make a slow turner on this pitch. It's gonna be either a decent batting wicket or a ragging turner. I think it's the later one. It's the ragging turner, and if it's ragging turner, then England selection might have make some sense here.
right. Krishnendu, if I take you to the England team again, the fact that Ben Stokes will not be bowling, most likely. He has just come back from his operation surgery, and he will not be bowling. Remember in the fourth test in 2021, they had also gone with that similar kind of a bowling attack with only James Henderson being the only pacer, but the second pacer was Ben Stokes. This time around, Ben Stokes will not be bowling. And so the most that they can depend on is some gentle medium from maybe Ollie Pope. I don't know if Bairstow turns his arm around, but I don't think Zach Crawley or Ben Duckett bowls anything. So it might be just Mark Wood and some gentle turners from gentle medium from Ollie Pope, and then it's up to the three spinners.
See, if Ollie Pope gets to bowl, then England have definitely read the pitch badly. Because if the ball is turning and what England expect, that is how the pitch behaves, then they would not need Ollie Pope to bowl. So let's assume England have read the pitch, even if it's a raging turner. Let's assume it's a raging turner. As Bekiran said, it's a raging turner. I still don't think they need the third spinner. They could have done it with Joe Root. James Anderson could have still played. So I don't understand this. I find I have watched this. Most foreign teams do this. They come to India, they play a spinner who is 1 or 2 test old, and they get exposed in Indian conditions. It has happened time and again. How many spinners have we seen from Australia, England, South Africa who come to India, play one series, and we never see them again? It has happened numerous amount of times. So I'm not too sure playing 2 inexperienced spinners. Basically, England is playing with 4 bowlers. Out of them, 2 have never played in India, and between them have played 1 test match.
No. Out of 4 bowlers, out of them 3 have never bowled in a test match in India. Mark Wood has never bowled in a test match. He's bowled in an ODI.
Yeah. So let's say Mark Wood is little experienced. Let's assume so. They're in 3 spinners, 4 in a 4 bowling attack. Yes, they have 3 spinners. Two of them have played one test match and none of them has played a test match in India. So it's the lack of experience in the bowling attack worries me. I'm as an England fan, they should be worried, to be honest.
Okay.
And James Anderson is an experienced customer. James Anderson has taken wickets in England. I have watched James Anderson strapped through an Indian batting attack at Eden Gardens in 2012. I remember that test match. He was swinging the ball at Eden Gardens. So I don't understand why with an SG ball swings, the new ball swings, the old ball swings. James Anderson is a master of the swinging ball. Why wouldn't you play it?
And even the reverse swing, if it's so dry, there will be reverse swing, and James.
There'll be reverse swing.
Yeah.
So basically, let's assume if the ball starts reversing, they only have mark wood.
Yeah, exactly.
They only have mark wood. The ball starts reversing, the batsman just have to say, I have to play out this over from mark wood. Next over, I'll get another spinner.
Right.
So it makes no sense.
Right. Krishna, staying with you, do you think that the England batsmen will try to go at 4 and over? Bumrah has said that if they try baseball, then I'm going to get a heap of wickets. Ashwin and Jadeja might be having a small laugh that, if they're coming at us, trying to, advance every ball or trying to reverse sweep, reverse pull every ball. Do you think that England will try to go at 4 or 5 and over against Bumrah, Siraj, Ashwin, Jadeja, and whoever is the fifth spinner?
Yes, because they have no other option. On a raging turner, if they can score a quick 250 would be a good score. So they have to go, they have to attack. And secondly, other than Joe Root, none of the batsmen have the technique to play defensively in these conditions. So their only choice is to attack. They have no other choice. They have left themselves with no other choice. The reason England batsmen come out and attack is because most of them do not have a defensive technique to play attritional cricket. They can't. And in these conditions, they actually can't. We all know Johnny Bairstow is we remember Bairstow's tour in 2021. He was absolutely clueless against the turning ball.
Johnny Bairstow and Ben Stokes both have had at least 3 tours now. Actually, 2 tours, complete tours. This is the 3rd tour. And Bairstow still averages under 30. Stokes averages 32. So
yeah, they don't have the technique. They don't have the technique to play defensive cricket against the turning ball. So their only option is to attack and hopefully score a quick 200, 220 on these kind of tracks. That's the only option there.
Right. Let me come to you, Bikiran. Do you feel that coming to the India team, do you feel that India needs to play the better batsman or the better keeper among Jurel and Bharat? Bharat is
They will go with.
keeper, Jurel is probably the better batsman.
I think they will go with Bharat and they will go with the better keeper. Yeah.
Okay.
And on a ranking another, we need a specialist keeper actually. Specialist keeper means a better keeper who can play well, who can do well in the behind the wicket. So I think they will go with Bharat. And also Bharat has an experience of keeping the wickets on Regging Turner. Of course, he was not that great in the Border Gavaskar Trophy last year, as he dropped some dollies and all those things. But they will go with Bharat most likely.
And what do you think of the fifth bowler rather?
Yeah, fifth bowler means third spinner. So I think they will go with Akshar Patel because of the batting process that Akshar Patel offers rather than the Kuldeep. And also Akshar offers, and also Akshar is a finger spinner. So Akshar keeps it simple and on the turning tracks, and he got the heaps of wickets on those raking turners in the 2020-21 England series. So they will go with Akshar, I think, most likely.
Yeah, I think if the ball turns slowly, or it's more a batting wicket, then playing the leg spinner makes sense. But if the ball, if the pitch makes it, almost like a straight ball becomes the best weapon, then Akshar is the way to go. That's what he also did in 2021. That his straight ball was something that nobody could figure out.
Yes, basically the best ball on those ranked turns. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think will be the India's middle order numbers? Will it be Gill and then uh, Iyer and then Rahul and then Bharat and then Jadeja, or like how do you think? Because uh,
I think I personally would have preferred Shubman Gill at number 4 in the absence of Virat Kohli, but I think they are most likely to go with that number 3 Shubman Gill, number 4 Shreyas Iyer, number 5 KL Rahul, number 6 Ravindra Jadeja, and number 7 KS Bharat. They are most likely to go with this middle order actually.
I would rather, push Jadeja up and, make sure that we have a lefty. If Akshar is playing, then ensure that a lefty comes after, let's say, every, 2, 3 batters. So we have Jaiswal in the opening. So let Jadeja play at 5. Okay, so 3 and 4 is basically your uh, Gill and Iyer. Then Jadeja plays at 5. 6 is then Rahul and then Bharat, and then maybe Akshar comes in, and then maybe Ashwin and the rest. So that
Siraj,
ways
yeah.
you space your left-handers in a proper way.
Yeah.
I would not play Bharat in front of Jadeja or Akshar, to be honest, because I don't think he's a better batsman than Jadeja or Akshar.
No, I think they will go with Bharat at number 7. I personally would have played Bharat at
I
number
think he's number 8. I think he's number 8 in
8
this
or
in
number
this
9.
conditions.
I'm not convinced that whether he is a better batsman than Ravichandran Ashwin.
Even I'm not convinced, but just to save his honor, I'll just put him at 8. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think this KS Bharat thing needs to be. I'm just waiting for Rishabh Pant to come back because this KS Bharat thing hasn't worked out.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
hasn't
That
worked
is why I was of the opinion that it would probably be prudent to blood in Jurel in this series. Maybe not in the first match. Maybe by the third match, Jurel should be playing
Possible.
as the
Yeah.
wicketkeeper. Krishadu, coming back to you, India is playing this test without Virat Kohli, Cheteswar Pujara, and Ajinkya Rahane in the middle order, and that is happening since 2011, which means that it is happening since the last time India actually lost a series at home. The last time
Yeah,
they
England.
played without these three, either any of them playing in the middle order, Indian middle order happened versus West Indies in Ashwin's debut series in 2011. So
Ashwin's, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so essentially, it's a huge responsibility on the next generation players, Jaiswal, uh, Gill, Iyer, and also the middle kind of generation that we have like Rohit and Rahul. Uh, how how confident are you in this Indian batting lineup without Kohli being there?
And I have moved ahead of Rahane and Pujara a long time back. I don't think they were doing much batting in the middle order for a few years now. So yeah, Kohli. I think India will miss Kohli because I think we saw in South Africa. I think we are seeing the second wind of Kohli. Uh, he was looking really good in South Africa on very difficult conditions. I can sense there is this 1.5 or 2 year period of Kohli as he will rediscover himself as a test batsman. He has already done it as a one day and a T20 player, but as a test batsman, I think he will rediscover. It's unfortunate whatever we are not aware what has happened in his family, but I hope he comes back confident and the Kohli we have seen over the last 6 or 7 months. I think we are going to see this very interesting period of his career where he's going to again uh, play test where the kind of test cricket he was playing before 2018. I think India are going to miss the first 2 test matches. But I don't think England has the bowling to actually threaten this Indian batting lineup because if you look at it very uh, Rahane or Pujara were not great players of spin. On turning tracks, they struggled. And if we see this Indian batting lineup, we have Rohit Sharma, Shreyas Iyer, and KL Rahul, who are very good players of spin. They play spin very well. I don't know about Rajat Patidar, but somebody who has played domestic cricket for like 10 years, I would expect, if he ever gets a chance in the series, I would expect him to again be a good player of spin as well. So without Kohli, this team has the talent to compensate on these conditions. On these conditions, and the England bowling attack is not that strong to actually use the absence of Kohli against the Indian team.
Right, right. Bikiran, from Kohli
So
to
I slightly disagreed. I slightly disagreed with Krishnan that Pujara was actually in his peak. He was actually a great player of spin, but Rahane was never a good player of spin on the Indian track. So I just
Yeah,
disagreed
he
on that
at
bit
his
of.
peak, but Pujara has not been at his peak for a while. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
see,
He's not been at his
yes,
peak for a while.
I'm not talking about the current scenario. Yeah, of course. I'm talking about those pre-2020 period where he was actually good.
uh, okay, so from Kohli to the player that made his debut when last Kohli, Rahane, and Pujara were not playing, that's Ashwin. He's on the cusp of a great uh, he's on the cusp of a great achievement, which is basically the 500 wicket. Uh, do you think, Bikiran, that he will reach that in the Hyderabad test?
Possible. I think it's possible. 10 wickets in a match, if it's a ragging turner or if it's a normal or if it's a turner, then it's possible in the Hyderabad itself. But it's most likely in the Vizag in the first innings. Most likely in the Vizag first innings, maybe he will take 7 or 8 in this Hyderabad match.
Okay. Uh, then there was another small issue around Shoaib Bashir not getting the visa, and there was a huge hullabaloo about it from the British media and some of the Asian media, some chosen Asian media outlets who, tried to blow this up. A lot of Aussies also jumped in. In social media, if you pull in India-related issue, you get a lot of views, and that probably also pulls you or monetization chances in a social media scope. But the thing is that Shoaib Bashir, being a Pakistani origin player or a man, needed to provide all his documentation in full detail a lot earlier. Uh, for example, Rehan Ahmed is also part of this team, but he has got his visa in time. What has stopped Shoaib Bashir from getting it? A lot of people are saying this is a BCCI policy. This is a Indian government policy, which is discriminatory. Well, deal with it. This policy was made in 2012 after it came to light that one Daniel Headley, who was a Pakistani American, had been using his American passport to get into India and do a reconnaissance tour of Mumbai before the Mumbai blasts. India has to, guard its own sovereign nation, and so if it that needs a little bit extra time for somebody of Pakistani origin to get a visa to India to play, so be it. There has never been any issue with Hashim Amla. There has never been any issue with Imran Tahir, of all people, who actually is has grown up in Pakistan. Just because they are diligent, they follow the rules. It was the ECB who tried to sneak it in or think that they will get an exception just because they are ECB. And the Indian High Commission in Dubai didn't allow that. So I don't think that it is anything that has to bear on India or any Indian authority. It's a clear negligence that the ECB had for a Pakistani origin player, and they should have thought about it earlier.
So as far as I read in the British media, they applied for the visa on 11th of December. So, and as far as I know, the rules for Pakistani origin men people, the visa process takes around 6 to 8 weeks. So we are in the time frame. We are not exactly like out of the time frame. We are taking longer for Bashir. It's not. We are in a time frame. And it was very clear that the rules are very simple. If you are a Pakistani origin man, you have to go back to your home country and get your passport stamped at the Indian Commission. It's a very simple rule. Everybody knows the rules. Either the ECP were not aware of the rule, which could happen. Okay, they were not aware of the rules, or they were aware of the rules. They thought they're going to get an exception.
Exactly.
So this is basically, there is nothing to talk about before this series. So they have made a mountain out of a molehill.
Exactly.
There's no sense. I mean, there's no entitlement just because you are a ECB or a ACB or whatever it is. Anyway, coming back to this test, let's make some predictions. Christian, though, how many days will it run?
If what the England team has, the kind of team that England has selected, and if it's a raging turner, 2.5 days.
Bikirol.
3 days. I mean, so 8 to 9 sessions. Yeah.
Okay, I also go for 3 days. Maybe it'll finish on the fourth day, but it will definitely not finish in 2 days. Krishnan, though, do we have Ashwin's 500 wicket in this test?
I think not this test, but by the end of the second test, we will get the record.
Okay. I think Ashwin may reach its record in this test. Bikiron said that he's expecting Ashwin to reach it in the second test. Final question. Will Gill or Iyer score, let's say, I'm not saying century. Okay, let's say, will they score more than 50? Krishnendu.
Hill or Iyer, I think Iyer will definitely. Iyer has the technique to score runs on running tracks. Not sure about Gill, but this is a very crucial series for Gill. A very crucial series for Gill.
Bikiron?
Yeah, I think Iyer will definitely score more than 50. More than 50 in the match, right?
I was expecting an innings at least.
Yeah. Iyer will definitely score, and Gill, no. But it's a very important series for Gill.
Okay, final question, Krishnendu. Will we have the England run rate over that whatever number of innings that they play at more than 4?
England will attack. They will score more than 4. Definitely.
Bikiron?
I think they'll score at 5.
It will be more than 4.
It will be more than 4. I honestly think if England has to win, then actually Joe Root has to play a major role. And if Joe Root has to play a major role, then probably, it might not be a 4 runs per over kind of a thing. So it may be lower than that. But anyway, let's hope that we get as many days of Test cricket as possible in this match. We will know for sure who has guessed the pitch or read the pitch better. India playing 2 seamers and 3 spinners. England playing 1 seamer and 3 spinners. But you never know. England might change it before the toss. It's just that they have declared it today, but they will change it before the toss. That's all we have from this small discussion session of from the pavilion end. We'll again come back at the end of the test to do a wrap up. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure bringing this episode to you. If you like this episode, please like and share it. Please also subscribe or follow our podcast.